One bathroom plus a hot story, and I give you the LOO. Eavesdropping. We do it all the time. A private conversation becomes a public conversation, which is why it's best to not provide so many details, or to keep silent and text who you're talking to, regardless if you're only a few feet away. Now, that's only if you want your conversation to remain private. I think more ladies using any public restroom should be a little more aware of who's around when talking out loud, especially when talking about people. Guys in particular. I'm not sure if there was some drink special that the club was running, because Saturday night, just about every girl entering the LOO was a little too intoxicated. As I was sitting down, I was watching everyone move around. A group of 3 girls came up to the sink area and began talking about Michelle's new guy, who she was there with tonight. Michelle began to give the 411 on her new guy to her girlfriends. He was 33, had a 7-figure salary, owned several luxury cars, and had been seeing each other for a few months. She even began to tell her friends how Justin pleasured her so much in bed. By the way, he was also the one paying for their table, right next to the DJ booth. I assumed she didn't realize how loud she was speaking, and I guess neither did her friends. But then again, everyone was pretty drunk, including them. Other girls around them took interest in their conversation. Some laughed and even commented. All good vibes, except for one girl. She looked surprised. She held her phone up to her ear, yet it didn't really look like she was doing much talking. It looked like she was listening in on Michelle talk about her new man. She put away her phone, and then I noticed her beginning to tease her hair. But I also noticed if she continued teasing it, her hair would be bigger than her head. Basically, it appeared she was stalling, just so she could hear what Michelle was talking about. But what would she be stalling for? She had the most disgusted look on her face. As I was observing this girl who was eavesdropping, the LOO began to quiet down. That was until Sandra walked in. She entered looking hot, not because she was rocking the latest jimmies on her feet, but because she looked pissed enough to hit someone. And that's exactly what she did after her friend pointed towards Michelle. Sandra went straight up to her and punched her. Oh my gosh, it's about to be a girl fight, I said to myself. The next thing I see is Sandra and Michelle on the floor, hitting each other. Michelle's girls beating on Sandra, and Sandra's girls fighting to get everyone off of Sandra. A few of the girls inside stepped back and began to record. Ugh, this is going to end up on social media. I honestly did not know what to do. But what I did know was that I was not about to get in between these violent bitches to break them up. So I went with my only choice and called security. Last thing I wanted to do was snitch, but I also did not want to lose my job. I knew there had to be some good reason for this girl storming in and causing this fight. One of Michelle's girls heard me call security and quickly grabbed Michelle and the other friend and left, bloody face and all. Sandra and her girl stayed behind, making their way into a stall. Security entered, but I said the fight broke up and everyone took off. The girls recording the fight had cleared out as well. Sandra and her girl came out of the stall and began fixing themselves up. They apologized for the mess and thanked me for not snitching on them. I asked the most obvious question: what happened? So the story behind the fight goes like this. Sandra and Justin are married, and after being separated for about 3 months, they recently got back together. Michelle, who's the live-in nanny of 2 years, has been living in Sandra's back house. Sandra and her friend went to dinner, yet found themselves at my club after a few drinks. Justin, the husband, told her he'd stay in with their 2-year-old son. However, that was a lie. Then, as Sandra's friend exited the bathroom stall, She hears and sees Michelle talking all about her new man, which is Justin, Sandra's husband. At that point, that's when she gets on the phone with Sandra, who was waiting for her by the bar, which leads her to storming in, punching Michelle, the nanny. What an awful way to find out her husband was having an affair. As Sandra held herself together, she had her friends search for Justin. What Michelle had said was true. He was at the club, he was at the table next to the DJ, and he was holding on to Michelle. The saddest part of it all, after Sandra's friend had confirmed that the husband was there, Sandra revealed that her and Justin got back together because she was 3 months pregnant. And that's just another LOO story.